Memo bibi akwaba eba Melodies TV so. Say na watchi a etwem no. Asemba ko esi wo wiase mu ene se America for ex-presidents a friend Donald Trump enipa bonifo bi ye se nanka omo bebo ne tuo ekuno. Na say wo mo ye yenso amfa. Na oma speech ewo baby a friend Pennsylvania ena abrantie bi ekofro dan a wo tutuo na ye tremu a Donald Trump emra wo kasa wo twiste niti a abrantie ne tutuo no ena fa na so ho na bullet ne kan na so na enye se emra wo kasa no o twiste niti ena sa time no twiste niti ana ka etuo no na adwe mu straight na ka eku no flat na ka ebe ku no ya bonnetu eku no o twisting it na a fan na so ho na embrace ye no question a personally me bisa me ho say say sadie way people like Mahama, they need to be very serious with their security because bibi say see wo Ghana do we have sa akonia ni akade especially so we senior state institutions like the security institutions some very partisan na Mahama ye bibisa na ye bebo ne ho ban. You see how Ghana state institution near partisan. So Mahama ko baby a menye sure say wonya that level of ahoban bo no. It was a personal question I asked myself. But my new video am fan to ja. And surprisingly enough, Mahama kra no aba betro ho asem ato no ankasa Mahama na website johnmahama.org. Atrese wakasa afasa ade we hu a wo kire se say ade a akoso e wa America no e wo adesua bi a wo se Ghana for yesua efrim to hear Mahama article a watra o say Ghana must be vigilant to maintain our justice and freedom by John Dramani Mahama. Into main kan article no ni ehwe nsem a Mahama editu ja na let's try to see now. I say the United States is approaching the presidential election in November this year. The stakes have been high. The stakes have never been this high, reflected in the very partisan and tense political rhetoric on both sides of the Democratic and Republican divide. Now, also I will say while the U.S. sits on a knife edge, an assassination attempt on the life of former President Donald Trump has complicated what was already a tense political atmosphere. The incident is still being investigated for motive, but demonstrates the possible outing of intense electoral passions and enthusiasm, even in the world's most powerful democracy. Also, what happened in Pennsylvania makes me think even more about the upcoming elections in our country and what we must do to have free, peaceful elections and a smooth transition. In duty Mahama and someone walking, was it the SC America, Pennsylvania, no? Or dream who the ebesi wa Ghana. Na Ghana, about to a year between, it was say ye free, it was say ye peaceful, because the Dima your majesty said, Yombe ya wa mobe nya to me, be an ombe ye nya to me. But it was about to know a year free and peaceful and a smooth transition. Also, Ghana's competitive advantage rests on three main pillars: its people, its bountiful natural resources, and its adherence to the motto of freedom and justice. Also, we have Ghana, dear Ebuayen, Enyama Miensa, and Ebuayen. 1. Enipe wo mainimuno. 2. Ye Enyapa dear ye wo natural resources, a good dear Yankupon with ye shrine. And 3. Say Ghana for ye GDA in ye motto freedom and justice. Also, the first two are endowments given to us by the Almighty God. Not just say ye nipa any a goodie ye won japade aye won on Yankupon e dia mayen. Hardworking and peaceful people who deserve to live a better life than they have now. Rich and varied natural resources should be exploited to bring prosperity to many and not just a few. However, justice and freedom are constructs that we depend on ourselves to preserve. We have become accustomed to being admired by our African neighbors when they call us a beacon of democracy, which encapsulates the principles of justice and freedom. Into a tremor, enyama miensa wakan se Ghana ye wono, mienu nyankopon ne dia man. And so third one, eye freedom of justice, no. Ade a yankasa, was say yetumi, eye hu edwuma. Na Ghana ye oman bi amana man ni especially bibi man ha nyina no. Omo ha, na wo mu bu yen because of say freedom and justice, no. Yen to aba ema ya akase ebia war civil war bi nsi wo Ghana da na sansensem no ensi wo Ghana da. Until a lot of people respect us for that freedom and justice, no. Also, we bask in the accolades, but are often oblivious that justice and freedom are principles that require constant work to maintain. Also, na ye de hwa ye ho. Senkrofo boy yen dimpa o Ghana de omo ya asumya de hwa ye ho. Be na ye refi ye ho say sa freedom and justice no ade bi every single day e was say ye hu adwuma. Every single time bi na say ye hu adwuma. Also, as a people, we must exercise eternal vigilance to protect our precious possessions of justice and freedom. As Nipano, I was say, ye mia ye nini yetena se ye hepana, ye make sure say ye justice and freedom no ye mfa diagro, ye mfa mbocha skele. Also, this is why I continue to advocate peace and decorum in our political discourse, especially in the run-up to high-stakes elections, such as those we face in December this year. Our nation is stronger in its diversity, and we must never forget that our common objective is a peaceful and prosperous Ghana. Ose we hunti eno no de Mahama Walker, o hwe de akwa si America hunti a, eno nti ena Mahama Walker se abato aye to campaign aye ye ni na ye mbu ye ho. Ukonya wobi ekokojina platform so me na mede media kan ho. Ukonya obi MPP ni kojina platform so se wo mo abato we de enya de a wo mo de omo beje mu ama NDC da. NDC we ni kra na enya de a ye de tumi be mo da. Ukonya obi a wokasa na wantia nipa krono na de bia wokasa ebetumi akwa wo bi trim. Ubonsa abato no sebe ade na eni kwan se we kodi bone kra no no wakwa kodi bone. Inti ono Mahama de esi wa America yi eno nti na de bia woka abato aye beto yi enye ntokwa obi ankoto ye nina ye nkoto obi ankonkoko nsemu aye ka run up to the abato no ye hwe de ye den ye ka. As resetting our nation, rebuilding our shattered economy, strengthening our currency, supporting our farmers, reducing the burden of taxes, and creating decent and well-paid jobs for our young people are agendas that are complicated enough to require our united and undivided attention. Free elections that allow our people to express their sovereign will are absolutely necessary for sustaining justice and freedom in our dear nation, Ghana. This is why I persistently raise the red flag whenever I observe actions that have the potential to subvert our people's sovereign will. Tosha, abatwo free election in semu awoka, see ye supporti ye farmers, say economy no, ye ni ye, see ye currency no, ejina ye, enyama we ni na ye nyama bi ayanhwe ya Ghana wo say ye ni na ye kabom ni ye nya. Ene unti no wono Mahama 1% boni bia besi nti ohena se bibi si na nya na wa hya ase ka ho asem ohena se bia judgment bi koso ewo court ni ohena se ase ade ne ye pese yetina Ghana fo fa ho de bi so a na oka ho asem no. I say the politicization of the Electoral Commission, the Supreme Court, and other state institutions involved in the December elections under Akufo-Addo administration are developments that do not inspire confidence that the will of the people would be allowed to prevail. Nti owie no oka sene ende President Akufo-Addo EC odi MPP fo akwakoguo, Supreme Court odi MPP fo akwakoguo, other state institutions odi MPP fo akwakoguo no eya ade bia Ghana fo nya dide. You see, and it is true. And they will see krom na obisa Ghana ni bia na o. Most people will tell you say omudi omunim say NDC ne be winning now. So as to whether NDC any idea about on the be more no e different. Obi to make us a media meto ama NDC now so minim say MPP fo be wiemu. Inti Mahama asɛm a wɔka ne sɛ deɛ ama Ghana for a feel saa ɔmo ni confidence ɛyɛ senior president Akufo-Addo de MPP for akwakogu saa state institutions no emu no. Also, to paraphrase Shakespeare, this world is a stage, and we all are actors, and we all are actors who would come on stage, play different roles, and disappear after our acts are over. The overbearing attitude and delusions of grandeur that makes some people believe that this nation is a personal possession bequeathed to them has no place in our politics. It is any awaka no wabo Shakespeare and some kind of say ewiase no akwa say stage obi aba na waba be ne de na okọ nanso ende Ghana no ebi mu echomutrim say Ghana na eyomo dia eyomogya pade a wo mo papa nom edi eje omo na sa adwen na sa nkrofo no afa no enu hunti na ende wo mo wiwi anjapade because of feel say Ghana ye omo dia amama ka emre MPP wini ye asem a eslo usu be kan no o say ya gye man aha so ye omo say Ghana na ye omo dia na enye say ye omo say ye omo pe omo dia e na eye japade a ye di eje omo o say we shall all come and go, but the nation of Ghana will remain forever and pass on to generations yet unborn. Ghana is not our personal possession, just as it was not that of our ancestors. It belongs to all of us and the many who will come after us. John Dramani Mahama is a former president of Ghana, leader of the opposition National Democratic Congress, and so on. And Grata Mahama watro on the sea America no. No. Won't try your comment box ni mo.